Welcome to the podcast, The Unselfish Purpose of Life. More than 15 years ago, I started at a radio station with a monthly show on the purpose and value of unfolding the full potential of life. And the discussion would center around the most basic value of life, which is you, your consciousness, and the many angles and disciplines to understand its value in active, daily, responsible life. And consciousness is the basis for everything. It's the basis for our perception of the world. It compromises levels of wakefulness and awareness. And, well, that's a very brief description, but we'll be talking about that as we move along in the podcasts. Many of the shows that I did, the station translated into podcasts. And so they're on the station's website, which I do mention in this show. But since podcasts are more popular today, I decided to do a little editing and updating and a different placement for greater exposure. Now, that radio station, it's not public or commercial, but it's listener supported. So they play a lot of interesting music and they have some inspiring talk shows, and that's why they let me have one. So if you want to find it, it's streaming online. WPKN.org. Today, I want to introduce you to a wonderful, acclaimed musician, Reshma Srivastava. And in a moment, when the show starts, I introduce her properly. But I wanted to let you know that today's podcast explains the orderly nature of the universe, and music is an expression of that orderliness, the frequencies that wash over us as we experience the peace, happiness, contentment, and joy when we listen to music. This is the music of nature, and it enhances that experience. And my name is Kathy Connor, and I have been exploring the field of human potential for more than 50 years. I am a certified teacher of the Transcendental Meditation Program, and I teach this specific and very special technique in the public. I also offer once a year a live concert with Reshma when she tours the United States, and that's usually in October. There is nothing like hearing this music live. So you can get in touch with me if you want to find out where the concerts are going to be. The first part of the podcast is my interview with Reshma, and it was done a few years ago after I had heard her concert. Now I sponsor them. But the second half, I wanted to play her music for you. And I suggest that you listen with eyes closed to this section and listen to the whole rag. It's called a rag. And so if you're driving, please pull over and enjoy. Today, we will discuss another Vedic branch that I've been desiring to bring to you for quite some time, but I never had the quality of expert to interview until now. That Vedic branch is the music of nature, known as Gandharva Veda. So it is my absolute wonderful pleasure to speak today with Reshma Srivastava. Reshma was born into a family of musicians in Allahabad, northern India. She learned to play the sitar from her uncle, Professor Satish Chandra, at a very early age. And she has a master's degree in music from the University of Allahabad, and obviously that's in India. Reshma is a world-class and renowned sitarist, and she is considered one of the top female sitarists in the world. She's recently been honored by the government of India with the prestigious title Sangeet Shiromani Samman, and maybe, Reshma, you can tell me if I'm saying that right, which means a leading contributor to the field of music. And she also holds the titles of Surmani and Prayag Gaurav, which translated as the pride of the confluence of the three holy rivers. Reshma has appeared frequently on All India Radio and television, and her concerts span the globe. Her tours have taken her throughout India, Great Britain, Belgium, Holland, Germany, France, Switzerland, Austria, Cyprus, Greece, Slovenia, Turkey, Israel, Croatia, Ukraine, and from coast to coast in the United States. And I just had the great pleasure of hearing her in concert the other night. Reshma also teaches courses on Maharishi Gandharva Veda, the ancient science and art of music, which creates balance in nature. So that's a lot to tell you in a short time. Now we're going to enjoy some time with Reshma so she can tell us more about this amazing musical science. So good afternoon, Reshma, and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Kathy. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, I am thrilled that you had the time to speak with me. I heard you the other night, and I am familiar with Gandharva music. I have been listening to it for many, many years, decades even. But to hear it live is such a treat. And your skill with the sitar was just mesmerizing. I wanted to ask you right at the top if you can explain what Gandharva music is and give us a deeper understanding of this form of music.
Well, Gandharva Veda is the ancient knowledge for music. And we had this knowledge for a very, very long time. And Maharishi wanted to just bring this knowledge all over the world through all the musicians. And it's an ancient art and very traditional music system and it's a very nice system of playing the music and performing, and we've been trying to keep the tradition alive and just go on, and it's very blissful music, very soothing, very fine, and create peace in the world. And we even did some tours for Maharishi for having this music, and the whole thing was to create harmony in nature and bring world peace, music for world peace. And people were reacting very positive to this whole concert tours, and anywhere, even now when we play, people feel a lot of peace and inner joy and happiness, and they just enjoy it.
Yes.
They have a beautiful face at the end, which is a nice thing to see.
That is true. And that did happen the other day. It is very joyful. You know, music itself is joyful. And I mean, when you're choosing to listen to something, you want to choose something that gives you a good influence. But there's a deeper value here with Gandharva music that, if you would please explain to us, it has to do with the different frequencies and explain to us like what a raga is and how you play it at different times. I find that very interesting because the Western understanding of music, it's like anything goes at any time, but it's very specific in Gandharva music.
This is the highlight and the beauty for our Gandharva, that, you know, raga system means a combination of certain notes, because we have a lot of combinations we can make out of those 7 plus 4 flat and 1 sharp notes. Out of 12 notes, we can build a lot of nice combinations, and which is suitable to our ears. And that's the whole thing about the raga. And then within the rag, we have a lot of possibilities. Firstly, we always play the right rag at the right time, because that's when you get the maximum benefit of the rag, because our physiology is different 24 hours. You know, morning is different than the evening. And when you play the right rag at the right time of the day, you are blending in yourself with the music, nature, physiology, joy, mind, and body. So everything works all together. And when we have the rags can be for any time of the day. There are so many rags for seasons, you know, when it's raining or when it's summertime and wintertime, we have different rags. And what happens, they just blend in so well within ourselves and the nature, and then you get the best value of any rag. And within the rag, you are free to just move around. We have to learn the rules of the rag, you know. All different rags have certain rules that every artist has to follow. It's not that if somebody is a beginner, they have to follow, and when you get to a certain point, you become an artist, and you say that, well, I'm an artist, I don't need to follow any rules, but then the whole concept of the rag is gone. And that's the beauty of the Vedic tradition. So we intend to keep that tradition because that's so pure and so blissful that if it is done so well by the artist, it creates a different kind of harmony and joy, and within the audience, they feel it. And it gets to the heart of the people listening, and they enjoy. And when we are playing the rag, the system is, it starts really slow. Maybe you noticed the other day when you were there at the concert, it starts really, really slow. And that part is called alap. Alap is the foundation for the whole rag. So we have to make the alap part really nice and strong, because you can only go higher and higher if the foundation is really nice and solid. So we improvise. We know the boundaries of the rag, that we cannot do certain things and we should do certain things. And after that, you are free to improvise. Even when I learned the sitar, when I started, I was young, very young, but I never had a paper or a pencil with me. It was always that whatever you understand, you keep in your brain, in your mind, in your heart. That's all you get. So you're always alert when you're learning, and you don't want to forget what your teacher taught you, but you still don't write it. So you have room to improvise, You know certain things you remember, and then if you go to one road, you have to remember how to get back. And once you get it, you can find different ways to go back home. So that's the beauty, when we are having these alaps and different rags and different improvisation, you just get all the feeling of your own, pour into all the notes of the rag, and you present to the audience.
So different musicians would play a rag somewhat differently. Is that what that means?
Well, they will still follow exactly the same rule that I will follow. And there are not just one or two rules. There are many, many rules to make, otherwise it will be similar rags. There are only 12 notes. How many more combinations can you make?
Yeah.
So every rag has its own characteristics, and every artist has to follow that within the limit. You can just say that you can have 7 flowers and few saying similar, some different, and everybody gets to make a whole bunch of it, a whole bouquet of it, and everybody has their own creation. You can create differently. You can just put it on the table. You can put one in the middle and make a big circle, but you cannot have more than 7, and you have to have 7, and you have to have in a certain order, but within that certain order, you can still create some more to decorate it. So we have to do a lot of decoration on the notes.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, because like you're saying, you can actually, when you're listening to this particular music, and it is certainly, it's not recommended to listen to it while you're driving, because it's recommended to close your eyes, because that's when you can really feel the impulses of the notes. You're actually noticing in your own physiology the frequencies and the vibrations of these notes. And I could feel that when you were playing, like you're holding it longer, or it's going slow or fast.
Yes.
So that's how it's affecting you. And then it's enlivening this quiet state where it's very enjoyable. And just like music is in itself enjoyable, but this seems to be another value of it, because it's creating a very tangible influence while you're listening to it.
Yes. And then the other thing too, with the rag, is when it is presented right, you have to, what happens, Maharishi was always saying that, play the right rag at the right time. And sometimes people want to just play something because they are good at it, or they just want to. But then the audience, or even for me as an example, I would say, I cannot do any creation. My creativity is like blank. If I have to play a night rag in the morning, your physiology knows it's nighttime.
Right.
And it's very difficult to play the morning. So whenever you hear the right rag and it is done right with the right Vedic tradition that it was supposed to be, then immediately the audience feel it. You don't have to sit down and make them, mesmerize them to, okay, close your eyes, enjoy, close your eyes, enjoy. You don't have to do any of that. You'll see that people will enjoy if it is done correctly. And that's the
Yes.
whole thing of Maharishi Gandharva. Stick with the tradition, play the right rag at the right time, and don't mess around.
Yeah.
And it's all good then.
I like your advice. Don't mess around. That sounds
mess
like good
around.
advice. Well, I want to mention something that I think is very interesting about this music. And sometimes on this show, I talk about physics. And Gandharva Veda actually, to me, reminds me of understanding physics, because physics explains that there are these different frequencies, vibrations
yes.
at different levels of life. And basically, that's what Gandharva Veda music is, enlivening those frequencies and putting it to some melody. And we know, like what you've been saying, is there are different frequencies at different times of the day based on what's going on, whether you're waking up or in midday or going to sleep. So that's what Gandharva Veda harnesses, those very particular frequencies that kind of just melt into the next one. And that's the flow of this music. And you were talking about the alap, is that how you say it? The alap?
Yes,
It's just the
alap.
beginning. Because for me personally, this is why I enjoy Gandharva music, because you start with this very slow, quiet, and it builds gradually until it becomes quite exciting.
Yes. I just want to mention one thing. Yesterday, when I played a morning concert with I think it was the residence course, and yesterday was their last days. In the morning, they wanted to have a Gandharva concert, and they were quite wonderful people. And one lady at the end, when she just mentioned the whole rag. She was sharing her own experience, how she felt was so beautiful. She said, what I felt that when you started, it's like it's just getting to the point where a mother wants to wake her child up to get up and start your day. And it's slowly, you go 10 times to tell your child that, okay, get up, it's time, get up, it's time. And the baby's trying to get up and, look around and try to go to sleep and getting up. And then when you're getting to the point where it's more in a rhythmic way, it's like, okay, he's getting up and he's doing all his morning routine thing, and mother really wants him to go out and see what's happening in the world. Oh, the whole world is busy, and you can go and blend in yourself in this whole thing and just get ready and start your day. And she said when it was the last part, when it goes really fast, and she said that's where I just felt that my eyes are closed, but I can see a mother showing her kid the whole universe.
Oh, wow.
This is the universe. And she said it so brilliantly that I thought, okay, I didn't even look at that side of the rag. But this was her experience yesterday. And she said, this is the first time I'm listening live and without percussion, without tabla. And just the first part to the end part, it was like a nice story between a mother and a son.
Well, that was very sweet, because that
It was
what you're
very
just
nice.
describing
She
it.
was crying because she just felt the whole thing, and it was so emotional.
Well, that's because you're actually feeling it. I mean, again, music in general, we enjoy it so much. We go to concerts and we want to hear it and enjoy it. But there is something different about this music in that you actually notice the frequencies in your own physiology when you're listening to this, and you do have to stick it out. And I don't know that I explained exactly that a rag is not like in the Western understanding of music is. If you're listening to the radio, for example, you'll hear a song for 3 to 5 minutes and then another song, or maybe you could go to the symphony and you'll hear a longer piece. But a rag is usually fairly long.
Yes.
And so
it's long. It's like a big ocean that you go in and there are lots of waves and you go in and out of the water, and it's unlimited. And that's why, that's where we can not judge, but we can understand about the artist, because one artist can have one rag from their point of view and their vision can end within 10, 15 minutes, and they don't know what more can we do for the rag. Another artist can take that same rag and can play for half hour, 45 minutes, because their own vision to present that rag is so different from the one before. And another one can come in, play for more than an hour, because they can do so much more creation. What happens, if I play a rag with, let's say, 5 notes in one rag. So we take 1 or 2 notes are the main notes of all the rags. It's like we say the pillars for the rag. And that's where we rest more. That's where we pause more. That's the note, like it's the center of attraction. And we play different things, but we start from there, end from there. And those things can change the whole mood of the rag. We have some rags, they will have exact same notes, 5 notes, 5 notes, same thing. But where we're pausing longer can make a big difference for the rag, of the mood of the rag and the way of presenting the rag. So the artist has to be so creative that you can, to get to one place, to get to your home, you can have 5, 7, 10 different ways that you can take this road and you can turn in left and then you go on right. I mean, all that is your own, you find, you go and you just discover. So when we are playing, every time, even when I'm playing, I might do something different than what I did for the same rag, because creativity is there. And then sometimes you have beautiful audience, sometimes you have wonderful atmosphere, and sometimes you don't have a great atmosphere, and you are supposed to play, and then there's not much of creativity there, and then it's very difficult, very, very difficult to just play, because you don't memorize the whole thing. Even to my students, I don't let them write. And they will say, "Well, I forget everything." I said, "That's good. Then you try your ways, you find your own path to get to that place, and I'll help you." But then your mind and your brain and your feeling is there, and you have to put all your feelings to each note, and then you present it, and then it's beautiful, and it touches the audience.
Oh, that's
when it touches the audience.
And when I heard you play the other day, you were explaining that when you first started as a young child, your teacher wouldn't even let you play. You just had you listen. Sit and listen. It's an interesting way of learning, but it makes sense because you get a good feel for it, and then you pick up the instrument. And I think that's what makes this a very unique and special kind of music, is that you're actually moving with how nature moves in sound and in frequency.
Exactly.
So it's quite amazing. And I was going to ask you this question, which it seems you may have already addressed, but it sounds like you are influenced by the audience, how you'll be playing the rag.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because if I play and I know that some people are restless and some want to leave, some they're, not enjoying, and then all of a sudden my creativity stops.
Yeah.
And then it's so difficult. And when you get the support of the audience, they don't have to come and play for you, but they are there to support you. You can just judge them with their faces. They have, even if their eyes are closed, they still have a nice smile on their faces. And that's when you think that, they are enjoying, let me give them even better.
Well, I felt that the other day because I was thinking, because you did 2 rags, and the second one, I was thinking that, just please don't stop. Just please keep going. So maybe you heard that.
Yes.
No, but I can see that you're influenced by the appreciation of the audience who's actually feeling the reverberations of the notes that you're playing. And it's kind of like a give and take. Everyone's giving.
100%. 100%. Because if you can only do justice when you know that somebody is ready to take that.
Yes.
And they're appreciating what you are doing. And then you're happy, and, you can create so much more. Sometimes, you make beautiful, beautiful pieces there, music there, that you get even yourself so proud that, wow, I can do this too. But all depends on audience. When the audience isn't enjoying, then it's not that I memorized everything and I can just play no matter what people are doing. It won't be the same music.
Yeah,
you know.
no, it definitely.
Music is not there then. It's just the practice.
Yes, this is very interesting. There's another point I want to bring up before we close. What we're doing today for the show, and the show is normally 50 minutes long, but we're just going to speak for 30 minutes or so. So we're coming up on 5 minutes left or so, because I want people to enjoy the music. You have several rags, CDs, and before we finish, I want to let people know that you have a website that people can go to and order these CDs, I'm assuming, yes? It's Reshma Srivastava, which is www.RESHMASRIVASTAVA.com. And also, this show will be podcast under Kathy's Corner on SoundCloud, so you can always access that. And I'll have the website there as well, because it's nice to have the CDs so you can listen to the appropriate rag at the right time, because it's labeled if it's a morning or evening or afternoon CD. I just want people to know that they can get these for themselves. But as part of the show, I want the people listening to have the experience of your skill, which is amazing and very enjoyable. So we'll talk for another couple minutes. But one point I wanted to bring up before we finish is and you mentioned at the beginning that when you first started touring in the United States particularly, but probably all over the world, there was a purpose. It wasn't just for you to come and do a concert and people to become familiar with this music, but to create an influence in the environment because of the effect of this music. So there were tours people did called World Peace Tours, because it creates this peaceful state in the individual, which then becomes part of the environment, like you said, when played at the correct time. So can you comment on that for a moment?
Yes, because what happens when you have the correct rag, and then what we can say that how we think that people often ask that how can you create peace, just with the music. So what exactly happens is when you are listening to the right rag, when you're listening the right way of Gandharva playing, and you're just listening, you're getting all the influence by the notes and the music. You are, even if somebody's saying something to you, you are just smiling and just, because you are in so much bliss that you don't want to go and argue and fight or anything. And then it reduces all the social stress because you are enjoying something. And then when you are happy, you're going to have your whole family happy, and then you're going to have the neighbors whoever isn't happy with you, that see you that, okay, she's always smiling. And that's how you can just enjoy. And my kids are one of the biggest examples, because when they were young, they would just have, they would see that we're meditating, and then they would hear all the music and everything. And they were always good at school. And once I will just share one little story with you, and then you will see the effect of music. Once my daughter, when she was in kindergarten, because, I would always go in concert, so teacher wanted me to bring my instrument and show the little kids what I do. So it is funny because my daughter, a lap part, the slow part, she was telling me, Ma, that's too boring for kids. Can you skip that? And just go to the fast part, because kids will be happy. Otherwise, they're going to tease me, your mom's boring, your mom's boring. I said, no, I'll do the right way. I won't play too long, but I will play the right way. And I did, and kids were kind of, little ones. They were gradually lying on the carpet and falling asleep and just enjoying. It was Friday afternoon, and everything went well. And best part was Monday when I took her to school. So many parents came to me and they asked that, what did I do to their kids on Friday? I said, what happened? I said, well, they came home. They were not wild at all because it's a Friday evening. Whole weekend they were nice and quiet and they were happy, and they didn't bug us to take them out and when are we going to go and what we're going to eat. Nothing. They were so peaceful. whatever you did, can you do every Friday? So that was the effect.
Oh, that's
So
really great.
yes, and those, I mean, that's innocent kids. It's not that you bribe someone to be good. They
No.
just they were happy. They were happy, and that kept them for a whole weekend.
Well, I think that's the best test of all because they're so genuine. I mean,
Yes.
they don't know how to fake it. They
Yeah,
just
I
are who
know.
they are. And they
Yes,
were affected by the music and didn't even realize it, but their parents surely
I
did.
know. I know. And the parents were so happy because they said, we have never seen our kids like that.
Oh, that is
And it
really
was just
interesting.
like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes of music. That's all.
And one of the other points related to this is the influence is multiplied when there are many, many people who are
Mm-hmm.
listening to it and enjoying that. So it does make sense, even if we wanted
Mm-hmm.
to look at it from the point of view of how physics understands how you
Mm-hmm.
create order in the environment is by
Mm-hmm.
accessing that orderly state. And when enough
Mm-hmm.
people are doing it, it's going to be a noticeable thing. And so the children had no clue what was actually happening, but it affected
Yes.
them to the point where their
Yes.
behavior was influenced.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we
And it's
just
happened a couple times.
and we just translate that out into society. So this music not just is enjoyable for the individual listener, but it's actually something very valuable for the collective
Mm-hmm.
field. And I deeply appreciate that you took some time to speak to us today. I
Oh,
wanted
my
to
pleasure.
mention a Maharishi is the person who brought this knowledge of the Veda, particularly transcendental meditation, Ayurveda to the West and to India as well to clarify it
Mm-hmm.
more. And I wanted to end our conversation with a quote that he said about Gandharva music. He called it the eternal music of nature, the melody of nature, eternally the same, going on and on and on in the swings of bliss everywhere. So I really appreciate that you shared with us your expertise. And just to let the audience know, we'll be putting on your music for them to hear in a moment. But your father, I understand, is the tabla player in this
Yes,
piece.
yes, yes, yes. He was
Yes.
professor at the University of
Oh,
Allahabad.
oh wow. That's so
And then he was in
interesting.
Fairfield too, teaching at the Maharishi School for 1 year,
Oh,
long back in
wow.
1990.
That's so nice. So you played
Yes,
with him on these CDs. And one other
yes,
point, I think your husband mentioned it when he was introducing you,
yes.
because people in the West, their understanding of sitar primarily comes from Ravi Shankar. But did your uncle who taught you learn from him as well?
Yes, he learned from Ravi Shankar, but there are a lot of other teachers, other traditions, other schools of music, which in Hindi we call gharana. Gharana is a word means school of particular music, and they have their own style. Every gharana will have
Oh,
some kind of little characteristic of their own. So my uncle did learn from Ravi Shankar ji, and so I learned from him. And I'm open to, there are so many wonderful artists out there with different other traditions for music school. And whatever pleases a person, that's his music.
oh, that's very interesting. I'm happy we had this opportunity to go into a little more detail about this music, Gandharva music, because people will hear it, and maybe now when they hear it, they'll understand that there's this purpose for it, that it has an influence because of the frequency, the sound, the flow of sound of
Yes,
nature particularly,
yes, yes.
and it resonates with your own physiology. Well, thank you,
Yes, yes, yes.
Reshma, for your time and your
Oh,
grand
my pleasure.
expertise.
My
And I
pleasure.
hope to find out the next time you're around the area, because I would be sure to make make a beeline for
Sure.
the concert.
Definitely. Definitely. We'll do that.
Well, it was sweet to speak with you, and thank you for your time, and have a wonderful
My
day.